Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Drug Talk. As always, I'm your host, Garrett Campbell. Today we're going to be discussing a medication known as Simvastatin. Its brand name is Zocor. Before I talk about the medication itself, just keep in mind that this channel is for information purposes only and not to be used as a source for recommendations for your personal health care. So Simvastatin is an HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor. It can increase the rate of removal of cholesterol from the body, and it can reduce cholesterol production by stopping the conversion of HMG-CoA to mevalonate. Now, in terms of indications for use, some patients may use this medication prophylactically if they're at risk of cardiovascular or cerebrovascular events. It's indicated to treat familial hypercholesterolemia. It's also indicated to treat familial type 3 hyperlipoproteinemia. They can treat hypertriglyceridemia, mixed hyperlipidemia, and primary hypercholesterolemia. Before somebody was to use Simvastatin or Zocor, there are some contraindications they must clear, as well as some precautions and warnings they should be made aware of. It would be contraindicated in patients who have acute liver disease. It would also be contraindicated in patients who have persistent but unexplained elevations in their transaminases. This medication cannot be used with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Patients with a hypersensitivity to Simvastatin or any other component of the formulation would not be able to use this medication. And finally, it should not be used by nursing mothers, and it should also not be used during pregnancy. Now, in terms of precautions, patients should be made aware that the 80 milligram dose is reserved for special situations, as it may put them at an increased risk of experiencing rhabdomyolysis. Grapefruit juice should be avoided while taking this medication. Elevations in A1C as well as serum glucose have been reported. Liver dysfunction has been reported, including situations where transaminases were elevated more than 3 times the upper limit of normal. Liver failure has occurred. Some of these cases have been fatal. You should use caution when prescribing this medication to patients who have a history of liver disease, as well as patients who use large amounts of alcohol consistently. Myopathy or muscle pain, as well as rhabdomyolysis, has occurred in patients using Simvastatin. This could be with or without acute renal failure, and there have been fatalities reported. Simvastatin must be used cautiously in patients who have ALS, as their rate of functional decline may increase. And finally, patients of Chinese descent may be at an increased risk of experiencing that myopathy or muscle pain. Once somebody is cleared of the contraindications and made aware of the precautions and warnings, and they start to use Simvastatin, they can expect to receive their dose in tablet form. Patients who are using this medication who are at high risk of cardiovascular or cerebrovascular accidents or events would typically use 40 milligrams once daily in the evening. And patients who are treating their hyperlipidemia or hypertriglyceridemia, for example, would start off with an initial dose of 10 or 20 milligrams taken once daily in the evening. The dose range in both situations that I discussed would be 5 to 40 milligrams once daily. And then I did say there is the option to go to 80 milligrams, but that will be reserved for special situations. Now, as with all medications, there are some side effects or adverse reactions that patients may experience while using Simvastatin or Zocor, so I'll go over some of those here now. Abdominal pain comes in at 7.3%. Constipation happens in about 6 to 7% of patients. Nausea comes in at 5%, and about 7% of patients may experience a headache. 9% experience respiratory tract infections. And now some more rare but serious side effects would be liver failure, jaundice, rhabdomyolysis, or rupture of a tendon. That's all we're going to talk about today with Simvastatin or Zocor. As always, I'm thankful you took the time to come by and watch one of my videos. If you found the information valuable and you'd like to help me grow this channel, you can like the videos, share the videos, or most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's also some links in the description you can check out as well. That's it for today. Take care.